Okay, that seemed to work. All right. Um, all right, so I'm just going to start from the top. Um, First, I said I was going to, I think this thing I'm about to say got lost in one of the posts that didn't survive, that just got deleted. You know, my old phone was really bad about doing stuff like that. So, but to shorten that post quickly, I've decided that these posts that I'm making are going to be like a journal, and the purpose of journaling is to write down things that you've done that you don't, well, not that are bad, but that you don't want to do, that were mistakes or errors of some sort, and that you get so tired of writing them down and reading them that you stop making them. So that's my goal. That's why so I'm not writing this stuff down. That would be way too much trouble. But also, if I just say them here into the camera, that I think that has even a stronger effect, right? Because it also keeps you guys up to date. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I've got to be honest on these things. Also, these sunglasses are making it so that I can't see the screen. But I'll get them on there. It just looks black to me. Anyway, I'm going for my every other day walk. It's not a daily walk, but semi-daily, bi-daily, something like that. Anyway, and I'm doing a talk to the camera bit because I got tired of sitting behind the camera, I guess. Anywho, moving on. So here's the thing. I didn't say yesterday on my post that I was that I went out and got a new phone, and it's because I kind of feel a little guilty. I just asked my dad for help because I need to get my visa, and I haven't started getting paid for anything yet. Although I did get the first 10 chapters of a book to translate today. I've got the translation done. I still need to go through and correct the English, because when you switch Chinese to English, it kind of comes out gibberish. You can tell what it's meant, but so I have to go through and actually rewrite it. But honestly, I don't think that's going to take till tomorrow. I can't believe they consider that a book. Like what they consider a chapter is just a few paragraphs. But it is like a romance novel, so it's not like I'm not translating the great works of history. It's just a really bad romance novel. Hopefully I'll get paid for that. Honestly, if that's I would say it's about a day's work. I wasn't sure I was getting it, so I didn't put aside any time today, and I did the translation in no more than a couple of hours with all the corrections and everything. And now I have to go back and actually make the English sound palatable to an English speaker. But I'm going to try and keep the Chinese names. I think I'll probably put footnotes in there about Chinese, like how the Chinese handle names and nicknames and stuff. Because it starts out with one name. It's just natural to them. They start with one name and then switches to a nickname in the middle, but that could be confusing for an English reader. Anyway, point is, it was not a lot of effort. And if I understood the pay scale correctly, then that would be more than I'll get paid more for that than I was getting paid for a week's work in China as a teacher. That's if I can get it all wrapped up in a couple of days. But even if it took 2 days to do that, that's still pretty good pay. But we'll see, because it's possible that I'm not understanding the pay scale correctly. It could be that they're not paying as much as it sounds like they are. But, because, there's always confusions in the translation. But the only really way to find out anyway, because just to give a number of characters and say we're going to pay you per character, you you don't know how does that translate into work? Like how many hours is that going to take me? Work hours, 10 hours. So I don't know the answer to that. So we just have to test and see. But it looks good so far. So okay. So anyway, sidetrack. Point was, I need to get my visa done, which I'm doing. I've already sent it off. And the lady told me I could pay next month. But I was like, well, I don't really have a paycheck yet, so I have no idea if I'm going to be able to afford this. So I asked my dad for help. And he sent me, it's about $300 for the visa. She says it's going to get more expensive as time goes on, which is possible. They do a weird thing here. When you're outside of the country, you go to the embassy or the consulate to get your visa, right? And it's about $40 for a month. And then once you're inside the country, of course, you have to get an extension. You're not getting a new visa. And the extension, they used to have an office here that handled that, and you paid the government prices, and which were probably reasonable. But then I guess they decided that was too much trouble for them, which I can see that, because for them to have to deal with the public seems, maybe it just seemed like they're putting forth too much effort for something that they shouldn't have to do. Maybe that was how they felt. I don't know. But they switched it, and now you have to go through private, usually a travel agent, or maybe your hotel will do it. You have to go through a private agent to get a visa extension, and they kind of just charge whatever they want. So now it's for $300. But that is for 3 months. 3-month extension. And they're kind of just going wild with the extensions now, since people can't get back into the country. Like, they can tell me to leave, but they're not letting people back in. So they're not telling anyone to leave. They're just going crazy with the extensions. Hello! Wow! That's a big dog. You can see that. Pretty dog, too. I mean, I can't tell if it's on the screen because it looks black to me, but we'll get to my glasses in a minute. Anyway, so that was the reason I was like, well, I just don't have money for that. That's a whole month's rent where I'm at right now. And I need to pay that in a few days. So I asked my dad for help, and he was willing to do it. It was very nice about it, and he actually threw in a couple $100 extra to make sure I was all right. And then the phone started dying. And it might be because I dropped it the other day, my old phone. It might be because I dropped it the other day and cracked the screen yet again. It might just be because it's over 2 years old. The phones just don't last that long anymore. It was a Huawei, which is a really good phone. It was probably the best phone I ever owned, as far as quality goes. And I was sorry to see it go, but the last thing I want, like everything I've got is tied up in the phone. The last thing I want is to have my phone die with all my passwords, financial institution passwords. It's bad enough when you have trouble with that normally, but if you lose your phone, that's it, well, lose it or if it dies, before you can transfer to another phone. So, I went out and priced some phones here in Vietnam, and I thought they were pretty good price. The one I got is the one I'm on now. And, boy, one thing, if you can't hear me, I know we're out in traffic now, then I'm completely wasting my time. So let's hope you can hear me. I don't know how the mic works on this yet. I just have to run this as a test. So where was I? So this phone that I got, it's a pretty nice phone. Everything about it is really high end. It reminds me of Oppo and Vivo in China. You guys probably don't know either one of those, but those are famous Chinese brands that are really cheap phones, that are good phones for what you pay. They don't have like the highest levels, they don't have the biggest storage, they don't have the best cameras, but they're good phones for what they are, and they're cheap. And this phone they just got was under $100. So I went ahead and bought it because I've so many times in the past had the idea that I was going to save money by not buying something that I know that I need to have, and and end up spending more as part of my genius plan. So I just went and got the phone because I knew I was going to need it. And that always just dies, completely stopped working. Well, I'll tell you what it was doing. The screen was not working. The touch screen. Like it would just, and I mean like it would stop working in the middle of using it. And then I'm going to bring you closer because of noise and traffic. It would stop working in the middle of using it, and then you have to turn it off and turn it back on. And that was fine for a while, except that it got to where it would do it like every few seconds. And then it got to where turning it off and turning it back on didn't work. You had to do that several times. And it was just like, this is not a good sign. Pretty soon this is going to not work at all. So the only thing this doesn't have that my hallway had is a lot of storage. But of course you can get an expansion card, which is what I've done. And hopefully that's going to be fine. And, not that I don't need all the apps I had before anyway. I was just, since I had that giant hard drive, I was just getting, all kinds of apps, crazy apps that I didn't need. So, yeah. I wonder if I can turn this around. I wonder if I can turn the beat around. Okay, anyway, so that's what happened to the phone, and I was just like, I didn't mention it. I was like, oh, he's giving me money to help me, and I went and bought a new phone. But I didn't need the phone. So anyway, did that, and so that's a good thing. The only problem is I had to have the passport to get the money, pick up the money from the bank when I do the transfer. And I don't know how that's going to work out. She's just going to have to give me that passport. Because otherwise, I got the money. But hopefully the passport will come back in the next few days. It's always worrisome when you have to turn in your passport or something. I mean, obviously you have to get the visa in it. So that's going to work. And hopefully at some point, the borders will open back up and I can go back and just cross the border and get a cheap visa. Actually, by the time this one runs out, I may be eligible for a work visa for Terry's school. May or may not have to work yet since if this translation thing works out. We'll see how this translation thing works out. But man, if I can break in lots of cash doing that would be super awesome. I'm just sitting there doing it today. I think it's noisy again. I'm gonna get right up in the camera. The last thing, I know I've been talking for, good lord, 15 minutes. Okay, so last thing before I go. These things don't actually fit my glasses. They fit the other pair of glasses that I had. And the first thing I did, I swear to God, I was not in Cambodia for a week before I threw my foot. I had the glasses sitting on my bed, and I was rolling around like a ninny, I guess. And my foot landed on my glasses and smashed them into a million pieces. The good ones, the ones with the piece bit. And then I lost all my, I left all my contacts in China. So, except for one pair. I have one pair, which I put on occasionally. I should just be putting them on every day because, eventually they're going to not be any good and I will have not worn them as much as I should have. But anyway, that's a story for another day. It's really not even a story you wanted to hear today, so I don't know why I would tell it another day. But I can't turn the camera around. It's really unfortunate because then you wouldn't look at me the whole time, or just the audio, the whatever, the whole time. But anyway, that's it. That's the end. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Still doing it daily.